What is up, you guys? Welcome to your 39th tutorial of programming in C, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about this sweet little thing called as Goto. Now, instead of just talking about Goto, I'll just show you how it works by making a program. Now, we are going to make a program which will keep asking the user for numbers until the total of all the numbers is equal to or greater than 100. Okay, so let's get started. Let's first of all make the variables n and sum is equal to 0. So n will be the variable where we store the number inputted by the user, and sum is the variable where we actually add all the numbers. Okay, so let's ask a user to enter a number and put a colon and a space. Okay, so let's scan the number and we store it inside, let me guess, n. Right. So, and we want to keep adding the n. Okay, so we put something like sum is equal to sum plus n. So what this will do is that it will just add the number that has been inputted, and it will update the variable sum to that entered number. Okay, so what we actually want to do is that now we want to check if sum is less than 100. If less than 100, if this condition is true, what we want to do is that we want to run this code again. We want to ask the user for a number again, and we actually want to add it to the sum again. Okay, so to do this we need to go to this line again. Okay, we do this by using goto. Okay, and to use this goto we actually need something called as labels. So we put a label here. We can name our label anything. I'm gonna name it again, and to actually make it a label we put a colon after it. Okay, so now this is a label. You can name this anything you want, and if we type here go to again, it's that easy. Okay, so what this will do is that, okay, if sum is less than 100, it will run this code again. It will go to the again label here, and it will run the code again, and it will ask the user to enter a number, and it will store it, and it will update the sum again. Okay, so it will keep adding numbers into sum, and it will check if it is less than 100. So one thing is that we haven't used curly brackets here for if statement, because if you remember, I told you one line is by default given to if. Okay, so let's print out the sum. The sum is %d, and we print out sum. So what we are doing here is that, okay, the user will keep entering numbers until the whole sum of all the entered numbers is equal to or greater than 100. And if the sum went greater than 100, or if the sum will be equal to 100, then it will just print out the sum and it will stop asking the users for numbers. Okay, so let's run this and see how it works. Okay, so enter a number. Let me enter 45, 3, 65. Okay, so all the inputs we did, it just added up all of these numbers, and if the sum, it was actually checking after each line if the sum was greater than 100, and after this line the sum was actually greater than 100, so it just stopped asking us for more numbers and it just printed out the sum. Pretty cool. So that's how you can use goto, and you can add some more labels in your code, and you can actually go to any code you want in your program. Now goto may look like the loops. Okay, so that we are giving a condition in here, we are initializing everything like that, goto maybe it may sound like loops for you, but what you can actually do here is that You can add the label afterwards, and you can write the goto before the label. Okay, so what you will do is that you will just skip all the code between the goto and the label, and it will just take the compiler to that label you mentioned in the code. Okay, so that's how goto works. Pretty simple. That's the short little tutorial on goto. In the next tutorial I'll be talking about continue, and in the next tutorial I'll be talking about breaks. So thanks for watching, and we meet in the next video.